Hello, everyone, dear participants. Again, I welcome you all in the second session of this FDP on research paper writing. I'm sure you are enjoying the content delivered by various resource persons in this FDP. So, learning never stops. So, in the same series and line, today I'm sharing my experience on tools of plagiarism check. I hope you like this interesting topic. It is also a very interesting topic which is close to my heart, and I'm sure you will expose to the different tools of plagiarism check, different circumstances, different capabilities, different factors, criterias used in this plagiarism check. So I'm your facilitator come resource person, Professor Rudra Rameshwar, and I'm going to take this session and share my experience on the tools of plagiarism check. Let's proceed. So as far as the introduction is concerned, I formally welcome you once again. So I welcome you this FTP session through this presentation on the tools of plagiarism check. So in this FDP, we are going to explore different tools which can help all the researchers across the fraternity, maybe teachers, students, faculties, researchers, about this plagiarism, how to prevent from the plagiarism, how to preventing the plagiarism, our research content to ongoing, whether it is intentional, whether it is non-intentional, ensuring the originality and maintaining academic integrity. So guys, let's begin. So plagiarism tools are many these days. I'm sure you have worked on different plagiarism tools. So before going to this, we will understand which are the checker tools. So I'm using the word plagiarism checker tools. So what is plagiarism? Another question arises before talks about the different tools, different categories of plagiarism. So plagiarism is act of using someone else's work, because if somebody is taking the, somebody means the researcher, the author, the scholar who is taking the some content. Okay, so that taking the content is an act, right? So plagiarism is an act of using someone else's work's idea or without proper attribution and protection. Suppose some people are writing and taking some content from the different resources, but they are not attributing, they are not giving the proper citation, they're not giving the due credit to a particular person, is known as plagiarism. So it is an act which is not required, but sometime what happened, by chance it is happening because the way you have learned. So I think it is an 1.5 hour journey. We'll talk about the plagiarism, and I'm going to share my experiences in whatever the way, I have learned or learning, you can say. I'm sure you will all learn about these tools of plagiarism and check, how to check your article depending upon the different situations, whether you are doing PhD, whether you are planning PhD, whether you are publishing in academic journals, right? So it is really important to understand what is the exact procedure of plagiarism check. And first, what is plagiarism? It is considered an ethical violation also, and can be serious consequences in academia and professional setting. As we came to know in various circumstances, many people are caught based on their ethical violations because they believe that whatever they do, nobody can catch them, but ethical violation exists, due to which serious consequences are also there from their academic institution, from the academic fraternity, from the editors, from the reviewers, and whatnot. You can talk about whosoever they are associated, even the students also. If they came to know their professors is doing plagiarism or caught in the plagiarism, their credibility goes, right? So that's why it is considered an ethical violation and can have serious consequences in academia and professional setting. So let's conclude. Plagiarism undermines the integrity of research, scholarly writing, and creative work, because whenever research papers are written by various researchers, you are also writing, I'm also writing, many people are also writing, And publishing is a very interesting area, but sometimes we are not considered, or we just consider this activity is by chance. So it is nothing, it is by chance. It is a matter of integrity of research. It is a matter of concern in scholarly writing. It is a matter of concern of creative work which we are adding into the into the particular context we are writing. So it is not like that what people are doing. So different type of plagiarism are there. There is strong literature available on the internet. You can go through whenever you have the time, but this is a offense in the academic, or you can say, let me give you the another simple definition. It is a crime in academics or research. So don't be a part of this crime. Okay, I'm using the word so that you can better understand. So what is the definition of plagiarism? According to the Merriam-Webster online dictionary, it defines the plagiarism as follows. So first point is stealing someone else's thought or ideas, or passing them off as one's own. Because people are claiming that, okay, it is written by me, it is only written by me. I have taken some little bit references, but rest work is of mine. So sometimes they do. So this is the definition given in the Merriam-Webster online dictionary of plagiarism. Second point, they do not give due credit. As I before mentioned, uh, very less people, they give the due credit, otherwise not. People refer it from the research papers. They claim that it is their content, but actually it is not happening. And due to which, uh, people are in trap, and lot of consequences are there, direct consequences and indirect consequences also there, while using another person's criteria, stealing literary work also, because different person creations and criterias which they do follow, whatever, because suppose XYZ person has written some fantastic paper, it has been published, but that particular creation is stealed by the second degree of the people, second connection of the researchers. So it is the another plagiarism. It is a sort of plagiarism, or you can say it is a due plagiarism, which is there. It is in categories of this category. The last point is to promote a product or concept that was drawn from an earlier source as being new and good, because many people, they believe that it's just they are promoting the new concepts, but it is not, they are genuinely made or contributed by the researcher who is claiming. It is taken and withdrawn from earlier sources, maybe past research paper, or they are believing that, and they are arguing with their institute, or arguing with the editor of the journal, of the new journal, maybe, because definitely the person will not go to the previous journal, okay, previous editor or a journal, those who have published the original. So the definition of plagiarism, according to the directory of Merriam-Webster online, is one of the famous Webster directory, or you can check any Oxford dictionary, or maybe you can check any other definition, you will find the similar thing. So first of all, you guys, as a participants of this FTP, you should understand what is plagiarism. So that's why we are talking about plagiarism, okay? So as a next step, what are the followings, criterias to be considered as plagiarism? Okay, so let's take one by one. There are, 6 points listed in this slide. Submitting another person's work as your own. I think we have already understood it. Copying without attribution of others' work or thoughts. That is also considered as plagiarism, because these points are, made by the institution who are cross-checking. You can say these are the points uh, felt by the academic fraternity, academia, those who are working as a editor, those who are working as a reviewer. So it is an inclusive of all. Okay, these are quite similar to the some definitions given in the dictionary, but these 6 points are very much well taken by renowned professors across the globe. So that's why these 6 points are considered. So that's why I've written the title, the following are considered as plagiarism. Because some people believe, no, sir, it is not there. It is not listed in the dictionary. No one has guided me. My guide has not guided me. I mean to say the PhD guide. Okay. So copying without attribution, other people's word or thoughts are also a plagiarism. Omitting the quotation mark on a quote. People are not putting the quotation mark. Means they have taken some sentences, maybe words, or maybe some, some phrases. So they are omitting this quotation mark. They are not quoting it because quote is itself, but quote should not be very lengthy. So I can debate, I can discuss it full day on this omitting the quotation mark, because we have learned, and I've provided some trainings also on the content, that okay, how much is this required, how you can little bit change the sentence and all this stuff, right? So omitting the quotation mark on a quote is also considered as plagiarism. Giving false information regarding quotation origin, because uh, you are not giving the correct information, means to your readers, because ultimately the paper goes to the readers, because editor, reviewers, these are the controlling bodies, those who decide whether your paper should go to the publishing. So suppose your paper is published, but you have given the false information regarding your original quotations, okay, about the particular paragraph or a line or a sentence or a whatever the words, thoughts, whatever it means, content. Ultimately, it is content. So if you are giving the false information regarding a quotation's origin, then it is also considered as plagiarism in academics. The second last is changing the words. Changing the word. Many people are, changing the words, but use the same sentences structured in a different way or in the similar way without changing the, context focus. So this is also considered as plagiarism. The last point is with, without giving any acknowledgement. Suppose you are not giving any acknowledgement, okay, or while giving the acknowledgement. Those situations are there. Two situations are there. So using a source's words, ideas in a large quantities that constitute the bulk of your own work. So it is also said to be plagiarism. So you can say, I'm using the word though. Still, people are acknowledging, people are not acknowledging, but the sources, words, or ideas you have taken for your paper from somebody's literature, maybe book, maybe report, maybe different forms of research paper, maybe article, maybe magazine article, maybe journal article, and maybe chat gpt. These days, another dimension is also come into picture is uh, ai operated softwares, those who are developing the content for the researcher. This is also a plagiarism. Let's proceed. So plagiarism related issues are everywhere. I think we cannot be escaped from this you can say worst situation for plagiarism. It is a serious issue on practically every campus of a college, institution, universities, as well as business and organizations. They look at very categorically. And lot many professors, research scholars, they are not allowed to go for the next level of their promotion or maybe thesis submission for the research scholars if the institution found plagiarism related issues related to their thesis, related to their research paper published, and as I've mentioned in my previous session also about the predatory journals, because many people, they love to publish in the predatory journal, due to which it is very difficult to claim your original contribution to your institute, maybe to the companies also. Even these days, the various corporates and companies are also publishing more frequently as the academia do, right? So both aspects are, because publishing is very important area these days, both in academics, both is non-academics, and non-academics is nothing but organizations and corporates. Second point, plagiarism is becoming a problem in government also. As I mentioned, various government agencies, various government bodies, organizations, consultant, business, media partners, like journalism, even in media also plagiarism is not only with the researchers like you and, but it is for the other people also. So plagiarism is an you can say is a worst situation for the people, or you can say becoming a problem in various organizations, media partners, journalists, people are working, people are making the reports also, other fields outside of higher education. So that's why it is also mentioned. So plagiarism is not related to you. So don't be coming to the panic situation, rather you rework on your original. and don't include or exclude these things. Rather, I should suggest you, uh, it means different solutions are also there. Rather, I suggest you not to be a part of plagiarism. Otherwise, it is become very risky for you, not today but maybe tomorrow, because otherwise, your PhD may be revoked by your university. Maybe your research paper may be retracted, whether it is published. Okay, whether the issue and number is assigned. Many people, they have no threat, but it is actually a threat. So that's why it is a very relevant topic picked up by the organizers in this activity. Let's talk about the similarity checks. I'm sure you have heard this term similarity. So similarity is nothing but the particular text which is coming in your plagiarism software, or it is showing, the plagiarism software is showing you the particular content, how much the content is there. That content copying is known as similarity. It means your content is matching with the original sources from where you have taken, and software is enough uh, you know uh, uh, strong to give this links also. Just like, for example, Turnitin, I'm going to discuss different software also of the similarity check or plagiarism. So similarity check is the part of plagiarism basically. So it is an exercise, you can say, similarity, how much similarity of content is applicable in that particular set. That's why. So the following items are not included in similarity checks for plagiarism. So that's why I'm using the word excluded in similarity checks for plagiarism. So whether you work or publish and cite well. So that's why it is written here, all cited works are either in the public domain or have reproduced with the proper authorization or credit. Suppose you have published some paper and given the due credits to the original sources people, researcher, then your particular similarity is to be considered as excluded from the plagiarism. Otherwise, no. Second point, every citation, bibliography, every content written in table, preface, acknowledgement, if written well, then again it is excluded in similarity checks for plagiarism. The other point, all superficial small similarities, maybe small means maybe some here and there, some words are matching, maybe some profound words are matching, maybe some technical words are coming into picture. So all these superficial small similarities are of minor character. They are also excluded for the plagiarism. Sometimes people ask me, sir, I have written but I can't change these words because these are the main sources. So you can't change it. It is already excluded in the similarity check for the lesson. It is really understand what is being required, what is there, and what you are going to add into the particular domain, means whatever the topic you are researching. The other point is every general phrase. General means very ordinary phrase, rule, standard symbol, and equation. Suppose you have typed the equations taken from some research paper, very renowned research paper, or maybe literature. Literature means the books. Okay. Standard symbol you are using. Suppose you are using the symbol omega. Suppose you are writing the equation with omega, alpha, beta, gamma, or any equation. Maybe it is too short, maybe too lengthy. These are also not a part of plagiarism. But what is happening these days? Whenever you have taken some equations from the content from some similar paper, then it definitely the software give you the too much pleasure, and it is very difficult to the person who is taking the decision about your plagiarism, whether how much you have done, how much you have not done. Then they are going and approaching to the librarian. They believe that the professor, they believe that the librarian come into picture. So then the librarian role come into play, right? So, but librarian is also not giving the demarcation whether how much it is a similarity in the. So it is a very convoluted problem, and it is a havoc situation for the all parties, maybe for the decision maker in the institution, or maybe to the particular author. So that's why we should really understand how much is the similarity checks are there, but don't exclude or include many things into a one paper. You have to be very much trained and cautious about these similarity checks before writing a paper. So that's why I always mentioned in these training programs like FTP, so far conducting on various topics, starting from the statistics, research methodology, writing, publication, publishing, quality control, many things. What is expectation of the researchers? What is the expectation of the editors? What is the expectation of the institute? I think we can debate, we can discuss more, right? Maybe the times to come, I may, discuss more points also into. But people should be understand what is this plagiarism. They only know that okay, copy and paste is the plagiarism. No, it is there, but it is above than that. It is more than that. What you thought. This is the importance of plagiarism. Why plagiarism checking is important? Okay, because sometimes maybe this question in cropping in your mind, and you are making the some judgment. You are considering some judgment. But do you believe that there is some importance? Because there is an importance, that's why we are discussing, right? It is as simple as that. So importance of plagiarism check is very much essential uh, for all the researchers and practitioners. So let's talk about one by one, what is the importance, how we look at, and how we go for the different tools. Okay. So plagiarism check is a crucial to ensure originality and maintain the academic integrity. Academic integrity is very much important because it is not like that somebody is copying and paste, getting the due credits, getting the promotion, getting everything, name, fame, and everything. In the earlier session, I have also mentioned about whenever I have, mentioning about the latest, trends in, research and publications. I'm sure you can remember. If you not go through, please go through the video once again and you will decide. Okay. So that's why academic integrity is a very honest thing and we should respect and manage. Okay. So that is really essential in academics, due to which plagiarism checking is essential. And it is crucial also. But before I was mentioning, it is very difficult. Who will decide that how much you have done? So sometime, or majority of the people, not sometime, but majority of the people, they rely on the these percentage similarity index given by the software. Whatever the software, it depends upon your software. But sometimes, software is also not working well, then there are other options also to look at. It helps researchers and student and content creators avoid unintentional plagiarism. But many people, as I have told you and discussed, majority of the people, they go for the intentional plagiarism. They uh, they describe in front of the audience, in front of the committee, that it is an unintentional plagiarism. Okay, but actually, if you survey and do research, and definitely you will find that uh, you know uh, unintentional plagiarism is there, and it is very difficult to quantify. That's why importance of plagiarism check is, and to verify the originality of their work, whether it is being done by the original claimer, the claimant, the person who is claiming that no, it is not my fault, but it is the fault of someone, or by chance it has come. So that particular thing is known as unintentional. So once we go for the plagiarism check, we can easily identify who has done the academic crime, who has not done the academic. Okay, and whether it was unintentional, whether it was intentional. So that is the point here. Importance of plagiarism check is essential. The other point is plagiarism check also help educators. Whatever educators at different level, people are working as a vice president, vice chancellor, professors, researchers, academicians, policymakers. So plagiarism check also helps the educator and their institution, on institution means organization, identify these instances of plagiarism and take appropriate action against that particular team, against that individual also, who is the culprit of plagiarism, who has done this particular crime by chance or by intention or by unintention, depending upon the situation and possibilities in the particular context. This is a very interesting framework for you. Let me give you some idea about the plagiarism detection, how it helps, because I'm not sure whether you have been trained on this framework. Only you know that some software is there and software will detect, but how the software detection takes place. So I just thought to to share this particular chart with you. So you just make a focus on the cursor here. You can say this is the suspicious stuff. You just consider that suspicious means nothing is in black and white. You are a novice. You have no idea about that particular thing. Maybe for the librarian, maybe for the researcher, maybe the guide. Sometimes research scholar approach to their guide to please check the plagiarism. But how this plagiarism detection takes place? So this is the chart. I'm sure you can understand. So I'm taking the consideration one case, suspicious document. Suppose a suspicious document is uploaded in the software. And in software, how the software is designed and algorithm? So software is designed for text pre-processing. So the software starts to check the text or text check. Okay. Then the query is sent to the query generation. Means how much it is there. So query will be generated by the software itself. Then after the query generation takes place or completed, then it goes to the next level, which is known as query submission. And you consider this part as a one part. So this is a one box. You can say this is a one process, but in this process, there are three sub-processes also. Three sub-processes. First is the text pre-processing, another is the query generation, another is the query submission. So you can say these arrows are unidirectional. Means these arrows are going in a one direction from the left to the right. So which is known as source documents retrieval. So when the source has received the document and done this part, and now it is uploading to the web. Web is the cloud. They are because these softwares are further connected with the cloud. Otherwise, from where they will check the sources? You remember whatever the links are showing from where you have taken. So software will help you. So after this query submission, the particular link will be attached to the web cloud, or you can say website or web server of globe, not for only institution or within the institute. It is for the globe. It is, you can say, www, World Wide Web. That is that idea. Okay, website. And from the website, source documentation collection takes place. Now the software, what is doing? Now software is checking this text pre-processing and query generation one by one, line by line, word by word from the website, and source document collection takes place in another memory. So this is the flowchart framework, how the plagiarism detection takes place. So you should understand, maybe you maybe you belongs to the management or mathematics, computer science, whatever field you are there. But you should know that what is the actual framework software does, right? So that's why it is important for you to know about it. So once the source documents collection is over or takes place, then it will go to the another box, which is a comprises of two similar box or sub box. The first one is global similarity computation. Now this is the chamber, you can say, or this is the algorithm based box, or you can say space. Now all the source documentation which has been collected with the help of web and everything, it goes to the global similarity computation. Means if there is a one category where entire information of this collection, okay, this, blah, 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 okay, these points 1 to 9, okay, these points are there. I'm just giving you the example, okay, 1 to 9, suppose this is it, okay, these nine, links papers are there, and it is now saved in the repository of the global similarity computation. Now, after this, the message or the information goes to the, or transmitted to the, from global similarity computation to the local similarity computation. Now, from the global similarity computation, the message goes to the local similarity computation. Local means the particular software server from where it has been initiated. Means now the entire process which was started from the one location reaching to the web and cloud, everything, now finally it is reaching to the local similarity computation. Computation means the calculation, whatever, okay, it is there, because now the software is concluding this entire process. And the moment once this process is over, now the similarity report is effortless, which is you can easily download. Maybe your operator can download, maybe your library, maybe the operator, or maybe you can take the example Turnitin, or various softwares are available. Now you can easily check for the similarity. So we started from the substitution document, we follows the plagiarism detection framework, and finally the similarity report exists. So similarity index report, a similarity report will tell the researchers about the different links, how much plagiarism have been caught by the software, and how much the particular software is also considered the AI operated content or AI generated content. So these days, very strong softwares are also available. It also show you, I will show you in the next slide, the value, how much value uh, means that value indicates that how much content you have written from the open AI. Open AI means this chat GPT kind of, different softwares, maybe edge software, different name. You can name a software which is being operated and governed through artificial intelligence. So those things are also coming as a value which is not a part of similarity index, but it is a different tool. Nowadays, these days, trends have started after the you know uh, discussion, or you can say after the intervention of this chat GPT automatic framework. Now the institutions are asking, or the editors are asking, how much work you have done, what is your SI of the document, and what is the similarity index and detection of the AI. So both values you need to give to the particular institute, or maybe your editorial board, maybe you're submitting some paper to the some general, to the general also, these files are required. So you keep a track of this, okay? So I'm sure you have now sufficient idea of this plagiarism detection frame. I hope it is clear to all of you. If you have any query, you can feel free to understand about these things, and you can write an email to me. I will provide the email at you all. So let's proceed, guys. The next section. Manual plagiarism check. So initially we were talking about this detection. Now let's talk about how you can check the plagiarism manual plagiarism. It is also another technique. So manual methods involving conducting a thorough analysis of the text to identify potential instances of plagiarism. Means how you have done, because expert people can tell you whether it is a manual plagiarism while reading your document, while going through your document, because there are various instances happened into this category or this exercise. So this includes comparing the text with the existing source, checking of similarities, and manually verifying the references. So we people generally what do, we select the some text from the research paper, or maybe from the report, maybe from the thesis, and then we can randomly select some text and check on the some references. If the similarity exists, if the both the original paper and this particular paper which is being asked to check, and we can easily compare this, and we can easily verify that whether it is done. We can check the plagiarism method, because we can easily assure that this particular uh, this content has come into under the category of plagiarism. So this is the manual without software. You can do it, and you can take the judgment whether you want to go line by line, whether you want. But sometimes what happened, manual plagiarism is not giving you the correct value. That's why we people are rely on these software. We can go at random here and there. Suppose I'm available, all these papers are available to me, I can easily check. But suppose the paper is not available to me, because most of the papers are subscribed by the librarian, as I told you in my previous session. So it is very difficult for to track these content, because most of the papers are in open access. So open access journals are available. But what about the non-open access journals? Those who are subscribed by the reputed libraries, and then they provide this content to their researcher, but not open to all. Okay, so that's one. The third point is, while effective and manual methods can be time consuming and may not detect all instances of plagiarism. As the name explains, or the exercise experienced, it is a time consuming exercise, as I told you before, because sometimes paper is available, or you are wasting a lot of time in searching those papers. Then once the paper will come, then you will check the similarity index manually. So it is very, time consuming process. It may not detect all instances of plagiarism. Maybe some portion of plagiarism you will get based on your expertise, based on your, uh, tactics, whatever the tactics, okay, which portion I need to look at, whether a figure, whether a, some grammar, maybe some conclusion, maybe some abstract, maybe some internal part of the literature review, because the paper or a thesis, because thesis is a very voluminous document. It is a, not less than 150 or 200 pages. So it is very difficult. So that's why whenever any scholars are completing their PhD, their institute first ask through their supervisor to submit the plagiarism report of the thesis. Then we will decide that whether the thesis is under the condition of submission, or it required some time to remove the plagiarism, or the particular authority ask the candidate if plagiarism exist, then go to and cross check and then revise the particular content. So which is a time consuming exercise. So that's why majority of time manual plagiarism check is not, because it is a time consuming. It will not give you full-fledged value, whatever the value, actual value is there. So it is not a very high accurate kind of procedure or mechanism to go for an for manual. But suppose you have 1 or 2 page written and you want to check it, probably manual plagiarism check is useful. Then probably you can decide. Now let's start the discussion on plagiarism detection tool. So it is really important for us to understand about the tools. So because that is the theme. So till this slide, I was mentioned what is plagiarism, what are the factors, why we are doing it. So now I'm sure you have sufficient background to understand about these plagiarism. Okay. So plagiarism detection tool utilize advanced algorithms to compare submitted text with a vast database of existing resources. So as I told you, you can recall the particular framework, okay, the plagiarism detection framework. You can easily decide that, okay, how it goes and how it, because now that's why I have help you to understand about the particular framework before we are now discussing the detection tool. So now you guys quite aware about these techniques and tools. These tools highlights the similarities, generate the detailed report, and provide a percentage of similarity or originality. So based on the highlighted similarities, these tools, because these tools is nothing but a software. So don't be confused, because there are various tools are available in the market. In the professional market, people are searching for different tools. Some are quite costly, some is quite freely available. So I will also comment it at the end of the session. I will give you, okay, which software is very much important, because every software has their own pros and cons. So we need to look at very judiciously as far as the content is concerned of your paper, because you can't take risk. I won't recommend you to go and upload your document on these free websites which are available on the internet. Many people they do, maximum people they do, because they do not have any idea what is going to be happen with their manuscript. Okay, so I will tell you at the end of or during the session whenever the time fits and we talk about. So these tools highlight the similarities, generate detailed reports, and provide a percentage of similarity or originality. So we need to understand plagiarism detection tool is a very important and sophisticated uh, tools which are responsible for the generation of the detailed report, not the very small report, not the very basic report, detailed report, including the similarity index, including the links from where it has been captured, whether it is a report, whether it is a research paper, and how much is there. So genuinity of the software is depend upon the detailed report. If your software is genuine, then you can rely on that particular software. Otherwise, what is happening? Software is there. You are uploading your manuscript of the paper or a thesis. Then it will give you some value also. Sometimes the value gives zero. Sometimes you will get the zero, so don't be surprised. So I will give you the idea. It means that your software is not properly charged, means not properly, you can say, uh, complete the particular, sections and area, and it is just, giving the basic reports. It means that your software is expired. In totality, your software is expired. Okay, because many institutions, they are not recharging their, or they are not subscribed the full version, maybe the partial version. So it depends. So these are other intricacies of these section. So that's why it is really important for you to understand judiciously about the plagiarism detection tool, because every tool may be important, but whether you have sufficient idea about the tool, whether the tool is working, actively working, whether it is subscribed, whether it is paid the particular charges, or maybe whatever the, because software is there, but software is also working based on the whether it is subscribed, just like your mobile charges and everything, because until unless you can't charge the mobile, it is very difficult to make the call, isn't it? So it is as simple as that. So same thing happened with the plagiarism tools also. So let's explore some popular plagiarism detection tool in soon. So first is the Turnitin. So it is the number one position software in the world, across the world. And this is the one software which will give you the very accurate result based on the experience, because we have taken, I have also used many softwares by my own, and I provided training also on the Turnitin, everything. So it is very good. It is awesome, you can say, right? So Turnitin is widely used plagiarism detection tool in academic institution. It compares submitted papers with a vast database. All databases, they have the connection like from the web, and you should recall that diagram framework, and you will understand all these procedures. Excuse me, of academic publication, website, and student papers. So whatever, whether you can, because it will also give you the website link, research paper, article, whether it is a student paper, many things, because it has also the access to the student. Because sometimes what happen, many students, they submit their reports and their presentations, their articles on these free website like script.com, right? So this particular software, Turnitin software, also connects with these a blog kind of website, and these softwares are the support as a database. That's why it is mentioned with a vast database, with a broad database of academic publication, website, and student paper. And that's why Eternity is the one of the leader in the detection company, or you can say plagiarism detection company. Okay. Turnitin generates similarity reports highlighting matched content with color codes also. You will see that different color codes are also available. So every text is not similarly matched, but with the color code option, the similarity indexed are matched. So that's why reports highlighted matched content and provide instructors with an easy to use interface for evaluating plagiarism. Even many softwares, they have the provisions to rate their, even the professor can rate their student once they are receiving the plagiarism reports from the students, maybe related to their some project work, maybe related to their research paper, thesis work, article, magazine article, or anything, whatever, or maybe program. If you have written some program, or because mostly students, they do not go with this approach, the logical approach, I should say. So they take random things and they prepare the report and they submit. But as I told you, whether the submission are made by the student or by the professor, it is a academic. So we should not be a part of pride. We should work very less but very genuine. I always follow this strategy. If you work very less on honestly, probably no software is can caught you, or nobody can caught you. Uh, in means apart from whatever is going in and around, because many people are taking advantage, direct or indirect. But honest work, genuine work, quality work makes sense. It has value. It has added value in your profession as far as this noble profession of teaching and research is concerned. So what is Turnitin? Let's talk about more about Turnitin. Turnitin is a web-based plagiarism prevention system. It is a text matching software which is designed to educate students regarding appropriate citation and referencing techniques. So Turnitin software also, and many other software also, those who are quite less than rated, less means less rated than Turnitin, they have the option to exclude the bibliography. But sometimes what happens, if you include the bibliography, then it will be a very high value these softwares give to the students, to the to the evaluator, those who checking from the, it may be librarian, it may be faculty, it may be the research scholar, or it may be the students also, because these days some of the good universities, they are creating the accounts of Turnitin for their students. So it depends upon how much you are paying to the institute, because it is also one service, so that a student can check his or her document freely before the actual submission to their professors for the evaluation. Right? So this is really important to understand. Third point is empower a student to do their best and original. So initially they have made for the student and trial was successful. Now it is a part of professional, people also, because professors, teachers, and researchers, academicians, policymakers, organizations, many organizations, corporate organizations, they also use Turnitin. There is another software is Authenticate. I will also tell you, because the Authenticate is also the very powerful software, just like Turnitin, because I came to know that both these softwares use the same kind of server for their checking. Only the name and company, the standards are changed. Otherwise, more or less rest is same. So Turnitin is the famous name. Authenticate is not the famous name, but Authenticate prior to the Turnitin, which was popular in the market, Authenticate also was the great software for this. Fourth point is ensure original work from the student or a teacher, address even the most sophisticated potential misconduct also. So here you can see on the right side, this is kind of see. So here you can see this is the one screenshot I have taken from the report, 43%. So this 43 is nothing but this is SI, similarity index. And once you click this one, you can easily download your report, means the report generated by the software, Turnitin software, and you can improvise your manuscript accordingly. Means you can remove the plagiarism accordingly with the help of your guide or some research team, maybe student to student interaction, student to teacher or teacher to student, depending upon. And here is the second last sign, which is for used for the download of the particular report. So you can see this is the class hour and many things are there. They checked or rating this sign. It is for the rating, means professor can rate their student and give the marks also based on this. And software is smart enough to give you the value also. How much is the similarity index? It means that the less portion which is not covered in the similarity index means it is that value which is a original. And now based on that particular value which is not plagiarized, you can rate the particular student accordingly. Now come to the second software is Grammarly. This is also very popular software, and it is not only correct and help the researchers to correct the grammar, but some plagiarism also. So Grammarly is not only a grammar and writing assignment or assistant assignment, but also offer plagiarism detection capabilities, but not very large as compared to Turnitin. Okay, so it is in caution I'm giving you. Don't consider Grammarly is equivalent to Turnitin. Turnitin is a pure software only and solely used for the detection of the uh, plagiarism or a similarity index. But this Grammarly is not only a grammar and writing assistant for the writers, for the authors, but also offers some plagiarism detection capability these days. They have added because every company want to give some more capabilities. Because why the Grammarly people, they allow their customers to switch to the other software like Turnitin or maybe some other, right? So it checks the text against a massive database of web pages and academic journals to identify potential instances of plagiarism. So that is really understandable for all of us to get the idea about these aspects of the plagiarism. Grammarly also provides detailed report and suggests corrections to improve the originality of the content. So it is really important uh, not only to check the grammar, because Turnitin will never help you to improve the grammar. So what the people they do, they take the Grammarly software to improvise their grammar and writing capabilities, and they're checking these their reports through Turnitin, but not from the. So people are going, smart people or experienced people, they are going for. But some people they are using it because this Grammarly gives you the plagiarism report, but not the way the Turnitin gives you the vast database coverage. So you will find, if you ask me, what is the two difference, basic two difference? Grammarly gives you the very less report in terms of content and pages, but Turnitin gives you the big one. But Turnitin can't help the researchers to improve the grammar. Only Grammarly software or Quillbolt, there are different softwares available in the market these days, which are working and helping the researchers to go for the different software depending upon their utility. Now, third software tool is CopySpace. CopySpace is also primarily used for web content plagiarism detection. This is also really interesting software. So it scans the web thoroughly and determines the similarity index instances where the submitted text matches content from existing website. So you can easily understand CopySpace is also. So if you talk about and ask me, this software works more or less on similar pattern as far as the particular software detection, framework which I have given to you or we discussed, right? So they work on the similar platform. Only the differentiation comes on the generation of the report and their connection of how many databases they are using. Whether they are using some specific databases, because these things are not available and provided by the company to their customers. You and me we are the customers to these companies if you want to choose, right? So it scans the web and identifies instances where the submitted text matches content from existing website. So it is really important for us that we need to be very much, decisive and decide and take the wise decision which software I should use, because you can't software all the softwares for your reports. Not the always. Suppose somebody is going for one paper with copy scan, escape, one paper is going for the Grammarly and one paper is going to the Turnitin. Probably the same paper will give you the different values. But Grammarly is not giving you the way the Turnitin, the copy escape will not giving you as the Turnitin. Okay. And Turnitin cost is also quite high, and they are also changing their business model is also different. Sometimes they are allowing on page numbers, sometimes they are allowing on the means attempts. I'm talking about the attempts. So depending upon your subscription, you can go and choose these tools, detection tools, plagiarism detection tools fairly. Let's conclude this CopySpace. CopySpace also helps content creator ensure the uniqueness of their web content and detect any unauthorized use of their. So because the main goal, main objective of this software is to provide the similarities of the content, which we call it as a plagiarism, to their clients, to their uh, customers, whatever the customers are. Another software is Plagscan. The name itself explains Plagscan. So Plagscan is a comprehensive plagiarism detection tool used by the Educational Institute, researchers, and content creators. So those who create the content, or writers or authors, researchers, right? Because many people are also write books. Many people also write their publishing. They love publishing. I also love publishing. So many people, they also love publishing. So they use different software also depending upon their suitability. And Pocket, right? Pocket means the budget. Whether your institution is paying, whether it is an institutional subscription or an individual subscription, that is a major call. Okay, because institutional subscription give you more additive advantage, because means like 20-30 lakhs they are paying for the entire thing for their professors, the researchers and all. But all universities, they are not spending too much, right? So many people, they are forcefully go to the individual subscription. Maybe the individual subscription is not working full capacity and capability in terms of generating these reward similarity indexes as compared to the institutional subscription. So it depends, right? Whether it is a Plagiscan, whether it is a Grammarly or different software, whatever, right? So this is really important. So it compares the submitted text with an extensive database of publication websites and student papers, as because it is the common term which we are getting, because every software is checking this publication website, student paper. But how much is important. How much means whether it is a very limited database they are using, whether it is using the very vast database, just like Turnitin or Authenticate. That so Plagis can provide detailed report with highlighted similarities and offer advanced features like document management and team collaboration, because Plagis can also help you to collaborate in teams also. But this feature is not available in other softwares like Grammarly, Plagiscan, or some other alternative. It is only available in the Plagiscan copy scan. The fifth one is Unicheck. Unicheck is also another software, plagiarism detection software, which is cloud-based again. But all softwares are also cloud-based. But those who are claiming, these companies who are claiming the cloud-based, means they are using more cloud-based services. Maybe some expansion is more better than Grammarly. Okay. So Unicheck is a cloud-based plagiarism detection software designed for educational institutions. It scans submitted papers against multiple sources, including web pages, scientific articles, and digital libraries. And it is also one of the highly rated software. Don't go with the numbers, but go with their capabilities. Okay. Don't go with the numbers. I would suggest you do not go with the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as I have selected, but go with their capability, means what you want based on this. So that is the real purpose of this interaction through this FTP, so that you can be aware about these tools, and based on your need, based on your requirement, you can go for the particular software, because every need is changing. My need is changing, your need is changing. You need something else, I need something else, right? So uh, depending upon the suitability, depending upon your requirement, depending upon your number of pages, papers, research paper, how frequently you are checking, so it means you need a very big software. If you need only one article per month, maybe one article in 2 months, maybe you need a very small software to just fulfill your need, right? It is not like that you are paying for a year, but you are only checking one or two research papers. It is not a fair deal. It is not a very, you can say, wise decision, right? So let's talk about Unicheck. Also provides a user-friendly interface for instructors to evaluate the originality of the student work. I think this feature is available in more or less software, and offers integration of popular learning management system, because this software is also working with LMS, because most of the universities they have generated and bought during COVID time learning management system, because most of the teachings happen on online those days in 2020, after 2020 till 2022, means 2 years, last 2 3 years. So they have the another feature in Uniscan to attach this particular software with the learning management system. But some softwares, they are not having this functionality to attach or fully synchronized this content, means this software with their own LMS, whether LMS of Zoom, whether LMS of Google Meet, whether LMS of some other cloud, maybe you can say Teams, Microsoft Teams. There are different LMSs available in the market. Maybe the Adobe Learning Management System is also quite powerful. Okay, so there are different learning management system. I provided training on these LMSs also during COVID time also. So different experience which we have. So sometimes one software is not accustomed with the learning management system. So we need some LMS system. But some of the universities, what they have made, they made their own institution-based LMS, university-based LMS, means customized whatever they know. So depending upon, I think computer scientist people, they more talk about on this aspect, because I have the limitations also to talk more, but the customization is very much important. The integration part is very much important in this case. So I think these were the major, plagiarism detection tools. There are many also. I have the one list also, which I will show you at the end of the session. So now let's talk about the types of plagiarism. So maybe some question cropping in your mind. Okay, how many types of plagiarism are possible? Okay, so here is the answer. So one is the direct plagiarism. One is the paraphrasing without credit. Another plagiarism is mosaic plagiarism, self-plagiarism, accidental plagiarism, and misattribution plagiarism, or you can say misattribution, right? So direct plagiarism is when you take another person's work and pass it off as your own without changing anything. It is a direct plagiarism. It's copy and paste. In local language, you can say copy and paste just to understand and decide. So it is known as direct plagiarism. Means you have taken some content from some XYZ work and as it is, you have written in your research paper. It is a direct plagiarism. But what is paraphrasing without credit? When you change the words of your sources information without giving the credit. Means now you have changed the words of those lines, but not giving the credit. It comes under the category of paraphrase without credit. Means you are not giving the credit to a original author or a researcher or a team of authors. So it is known as paraphrasing. Means only you have changed the paraphrase and then that is not research actually, if you ask me, because sometime many times people come to me, sir, it is written by me only, and they are making false promises. But I know that whether they have done it or not. And I do not argue also with those people. I say only you can change your content and then you can and be honest in your profession. So this is also another way to control the plagiarism, more on humanity background, right? So another third type of plagiarism is mosaic plagiarism, when you partially paraphrase the content so that your paper is a mix of your sources, words, and your own words. So this slide contains full description of different type of plagiarism along with their main attributes, right? So this is a mosaic plagiarism. So the name given. Self-plagiarism when you partially paraphrase the content so that your paper is a mix of your sources, words, and your own words. So something is changed, something is not changed. You are giving some of your sources, you are not giving some of your sources. So this is known as self-plagiarism. Means because whatever the content you are using of your own paper. Many people they do in their thesis work because as I told you in my previous session, people need citation. So what they do, they cite their own published paper which have been published in the past in the current paper. So that what they're doing, because the earlier paper was also of those people and now they're writing. So what they do, they little bit change the uh, paper sources, they little bit change the words, they little bit change your some different sentences, right? So the same content of their own paper which has been published earlier in some reputed journals, maybe mediocre journal, it is also come into the category. And now this paper is also published. So once this paper will come, it is believed that it is well proven that it is a self-plagiarism. Means you have used your own content of the previous paper which has been published in the new paper, which has been published recently. So that is the idea of self-plagiarism. And please avoid self-plagiarism, please avoid all these plagiarism. Don't come under the trap, don't come under the scan of consequences. As I told you, because strict discipline action taken by your governing bodies in your institution or universities organization. So plagiarism is a bad thing, directly or indirectly. Because those days, if you talk about when these softwares are not available, the things were just like happened. But as the development of the internet increases, the software increases. Now we have moved to AI, Chat GPT. So artificial intelligence, machine neural network, machine learning, data sciences, whatnot. So with the advancements of the technology in the computer science, these softwares are able. And now these softwares are quite capable enough to track the content of your own paper, of the somebody's paper very easily with the proof, with the link of this. So that's why it is really important to understand the different types of plagiarism and avoid these plagiarism as much as you can. Right? Accidental plagiarism, it is by chance, it is not by chance, it is not by intention, it is a non-intention, right? So accidental plagiarism when you present information for your sources but forget to include citation. Means if every information you have given but you forgot to include the citation. So this is known as accidental plagiarism, right? Because every plagiarism is a self-explanatory here, these types. And the last one is misattribution, when you attribute information that comes from one source to a different source. Means you are using one attribute Means you are citing one information in one section, you are citing in one section in another section. So this information is attributing from one source to a different source. So this is also known as misattribution. Means you are confusing. What is the essence of the last type of the plagiarism? You are confusing your readers. You are citing of this paper into other paper, the other paper citation in the other paragraph. So it means both the options are incorrect, and you are confusing, creating confusion to the your audience or your readers. So this is known as misinterpret. Means you are attributing, you are citing, but misinterpreting, means mismanagement kind of behavior you have adopted to go for this misattribution. So these are the different types of plagiarism. These are also the some top 4 tools to detection, avoid plagiarism. Okay. So Grammarly, authenticate, as I told you, authenticate. Grammarly, I think we have already covered. Help detect plagiarism from billion of web pages as well as from the academic databases. It will detect and duplicate content and highlight areas that require citations. Because if you have not cited well, Grammarly will give you some report also. It has the capability. So as I told you in the beginning or during the session that every software has their own strength and weaknesses, capabilities. Okay, strength means capabilities. So it is really understand. Authenticate also very strong database, over 60 billion web pages and 155 million content items are available. And this database include 49 million works from 800 scholarly publishers. So you can see the rate of authenticate for authors and researchers. Plagiarism makes us different using of the large indexes of all kinds of web sources from different digital content, different multimedia, mass media, right? So it offers access to an exclusive joint archive that enables cross-checking of new submission with documents submitted by the others. So Plagiarism is also there. You can see this lens S. S is nothing but S is the notion of the scan. S is the notion of the similarity index. Okay. So this is also there. And cross-ref is also another tool. These are the 4 top tools to detect and avoid plagiarism. So cross-ref checks for the similarities to previously published content, and it compares with the full text manuscript against the 38 million articles and 20 billion web. So you can see, as I told you, when we were discussing about the plagiarism detection framework, okay, there I've mentioned that every software has their own capabilities, but capabilities is nothing but a access of so many articles, access of so many web pages. Only the differentiations comes here, otherwise rest is more or less the algorithms are quite easy to detect and follow it. And depending upon your budget, you can subscribe it, whether go for the individual subscription or whether go for the institutional based subscription. But in general, how to avoid the plagiarism? So I have put this particular information in this slide. So what is the goal? Now, so far, I think you are quite aware about these different tools of the plagiarism, right? So how to avoid plagiarism without tool? Without tool means manually before or during the article or before you are planning to write the article. How much and what are the things required to avoid the plagiarism? The organizers start early. Okay. So the organizers start early means you design, you decide, and generate the content based on your interest and all. So once you start early, you need not to depend on any other citations and do not waste the time. Record information sources also, whatever the information you have taken for your research, or you are seeking some information from different resources, you can just put a list, record the information sources one by one, maybe in Excel, maybe in some other Word document, because it helps you to record the information, okay, from where you have taken. You can easily check yourself whether you have taken the duplicate, because sometimes what happens if you are reading so many papers, sometimes duplication exists. Maybe 2-3%, maybe 10%, depending upon your usage. The third point is paraphrase, reword information. That is also there. So you can easily avoid plagiarism once you follow these things very category. Reference all sources. Suppose you are using many sources, but you are not given the reference. Please do give the reference. Reference all sources. Suppose you are using 41 research paper in your reference list, then you cite all these 41 or maybe maximum, maybe 38, maybe 40. Exclude 2, 3 research papers or sources. That doesn't make any impact on your manuscript while checking this plagiarism, whether it is manually, whether it is machine, but majority with the machine. Machine is nothing but a software, right? And ask your teacher or librarian, ask your faculty, ask your whom those to whom you rely. So that is also there. Means in your life, maybe some mentor is there, so you can rely, someone, and because everyone can't give you the these opportunity to seek all these things, because they are much more experienced, or you can say they have taken and seen the life much more ahead than you, so that's why they know better than, and they can easily guide you. So these are the some 5 factors avoiding the plagiarism without machine also. So it is really understand which are the common types of plagiarism, because so far we talk about the different type of plagiarism, so we need to understand common types. So complete plagiarism, submit another's author work in your name. It is a complete plagiarism. Source-based plagiarism, reference is incorrect and non-existing source. Because reference is also incorrect, but because suppose somebody is checking, some reviewer or some editor is checking, and they like your research paper, but your citations and references are not properly marked, and your sources are not given from where it has come, or you have given randomly, means bifurcated, or you can say fabricated by you. It is not exist, but you have created in such a way that nobody can caught you. Okay, so it is known as source-based plagiarism. Direct plagiarism, I think, as I told you, copy text from another document, word to word, and paste it for yourself, maybe for somebody known. Self or auto plagiarism, reuse a major part of your own work from the previous study or previous article without attribution. So this is also known that, but it should be very less, guys. Self plagiarism is always uh, avoided. Avoid self plagiarism, because once the one article is published, what is the sense to get this? But at the cost of getting the 1 or 2 citations, what will happen? Other party, those who are recruiting and those who are checking your plagiarism, this citation, they are know that it is your self-plagiarism. You are citing your work, and they know very easily because they are also in academics and research. Or maybe they know better than you. So don't live in the falsification. Don't live in these tactics of self plagiarism, getting the citations, maybe 1 or 2, maybe 100, maybe 1,000. But what is the give this value to your credibility? It is very difficult to save your credibility in such cases. Paraphrasing plagiarism, make minor changes and use other writing. That is also there. Mosaic plagiarism, I think we have already discussed. Accidental, we have already discussed. Intentional paraphrasing and copy due to neglecting. Inaccurate authorship, yeah. I think so far I have not talked about the inaccurate authorship. Inaccurate authorship is also a common type of plagiarism. It means authorship instead of acknowledgement to the contributor and vice versa. Suppose you are writing the entire paper, you have copied and pasted, and then you are writing your name and you have deleted the original authorship. So original authorship has to be there because you have not taken the permission. You are doing just by chance, not by intention, or by intention but not by chance, depending upon the vice versa situation. So this is also another common type of platform is inaccurate authorship. Okay. So guys, this is the complete list of the popular detection tool for which I think we are meeting through this FDP. So different softwares are there. So far I found so much this exhaustive list of the popular plagiarism detection tools. Some of them I have already quoted and explained to you, right? But some are different one. But you just believe that they work on the similar principle. Rest, you need more details, you can Google it, because now you know the name, you can go to their website, you can find their details, your requirement matching to the software requirement or software requirement matching to your requirement. Then once the things are there, then you can decide. Otherwise, you can talk to your librarian also, because library is the point of contact for the faculties and research scholars to guide you well about this plagiarism detection tool. And if you need any training or anything, I love to train in some similar events in future whenever you plan it. So I'm leaving some my email ID, contact details. You can share your feedback and write to me whenever you need. I'm there to help you. Okay, so let's talk about these popular plagiarism detection based text. So that is quick text, flag scan, copy leaks, paper rater, flag tracker, dupli checker, plagium. Plagium is also there, very good software. Plagiarism checker, which is known as Plagiarisma Limited. So this is the new name. The company has given the Plagiarisma Limited. So the popular name was Plagiarism Checker. Pro writing aid, Urkund. Urkund is also there. Now in India, UGC has promoted and this Urkund for plagiarism, for the submission of the thesis in various affiliated colleges and recognized institutions, right? Dupli checker, plagiarism checker, which is known as Viper. The popular name is Viper. So it was also quite popular when the Turnitin came into the market. So Viper was but Viper has very basic capability of generating these reports. Dust ball is also there, paper rater, plagiarism hunt. Plagiarism hunt is the one name, plagiarism hunt. One is the software is there, copy leaks plagiarism, where software name is also there, right? So copy leaks plagiarism checker is there. White smoke plagiarism checker is also there, white smoke plagiarism. Because these are different companies, guys. These are different companies, and they developed it because it is their business to help the researchers for plagiarism check. And they sold these softwares in different institutions across India and abroad, and they are doing business. Uh, I'm not going into the detailed and technicalities whether it is their business is profitable or not profitable, but different software, different budgeted people, different budgeted institutions suits. So that's why different softwares are required or needed. Best free plagiarism checker, Digital Millennium Copyright Act. Turnitin is one of them. Authenticate is one of them. I think we have already enough talked about these popular plagiarism detection tool. Another is latest one is OpenAI text classifier. This is the latest one. I'm sure soon or later, but these capabilities are already there in the Turnitin. So Turnitin is the one of the biggest software which help you uh, and give the even before whenever even this software when the Turnitin software was designed, they have already taken care of these AI capabilities before the launch of ChatGPT. So that's why I've read it and I found it is quite interesting also. CopyLeaks AI content detector. This is also another software. GPT Radar is also there. Winston AI is also there. Content AI scale is also there. Plagibot, it is also AI based. So whatever written on the right side, these are the latest one. Okay, latest means from November 2022. These softwares came into the market and they are just like amazing, and they are helping the researchers to identify the AI written chat GPT kind of content, because and that is the fight between the original writers and means those who claim that they are the writers but they are not the writers or authors, right? Because they are using the machine to generate the content and publish it. So it doesn't make any sense whether you are generating the content from the machine and you are publishing. And these days, what is happening? These journals are also asking the researchers to write categorically whether you have used somewhere in chat GPT kind of mechanism in generation of the content. Please describe it well and give the due citation, due credit of the. So chat GPT or maybe that particular AI tool will be considered as a one of the co-author in your paper. Okay, so you can believe that. Don't hide and seek. Don't go for the hiding this information and seek the information at later stage. And because you know because these companies, those who invite the research papers, articles, book publishers, they have also very strong capabilities based softwares. They can easily detect that whether from which software you have used, whether you have written genuinely, whether you have not written, whether you use the AI chat GPT or zero GPT or GPT zero. So all these names are there. Character API, app AI content detector is also there. Character app AI content detector, zero GPT, full GPT detector, cross flag AI content detector, sapling AI content detector, and many more. Maybe this list is exhaustive, but I found while conducting research, because you always design these presentations for the event, because my main intention is to give the quality content to my participants, so that in one session they must have the very strong information, and they can use and take the wise decision, because time is also very much important. Keep away from the distraction, because somebody is talking about, because they are there to promote, but my job is here not to promote any software. You decide, you do some research, you find something, but above than anything, Turnitin is the best. And if you do not have the Turnitin, you may seek some help from the other your colleague, those who have the Turnitin in their institution, or maybe the licensed version is available. You can make use of that. Maybe one or two reports you can easily check it out from the Turnitin, Authenticate, or Urkund. These are the popular softwares in the market. But do not, guys. I'm giving you the caution again. I'm requesting, appealing again, do not upload your content or research paper article freely on the website on this software. Otherwise, what is happening? It is stored in their server, and they will not delete it. They will delete it at certain point. But what is happening? These softwares are also, misusing. Maybe because you can't rely on this business. Might or they may misuse your articles in some other way. And on the other side, if your institution is checking the same paper, once you submit your PhD or research paper or article to your editorial board or to the some XYZ journal, reputed journal, then the plagiarism will definitely come, because this particular file is left on the some server which is not been deleted, and it is showing the 101% plagiarism. Definitely, in such cases, I'm sure you have experiences, but if you have not experienced, then probably use wisely these software, but make sure that do not use these free softwares, because if you are claiming that free is free, but in general, if you see, there is no free lunch. So these free just to give you one or two page, because they are there for the business, isn't it? So that's why it is really important. I have seen many people from different countries approaching me, because I provided some training to them, and now they are crying. Their thesis showing 88% plagiarism, and they do not have any idea. They do not have the control and check whether how it is coming. Initially, in other software they are checking. It means what is happening? You are leaving your software, means this particular article on some software platform or server. So it should not happen actually. Only expert hand is required to complete this. So this is another, guys, I think we are towards the end of the session. So I'm just trying to conclude uh, as much as I can. I've already covered, maximum points while discussing this tools for plagiarism check, right? So what is considered plagiarism? Again, it is a quick recap for you. Direct plagiarism, minimal reference or partial quotation, phrases without citation, misrepresent material, common knowledge, mosaic plagiarism, inadequate citation of the paraphrase, plagiarism in graphs also, guys. Plagiarism in graphs is also coming, charts, figures, or images is also there. Because initially these softwares have no capabilities to capture the picture, but now we have the capability because technology is improving day by day. So these software also capture the charts, pictures, images, graphs, whatever the format you have made it or downloaded, it will also plagiarize. So this is also considered as a plagiarism as far as this is concerned. So how to avoid? Again, it is a quick list. I have make it. Okay. So you should understand this right from the scratch. Means beginning you should write. As I told you during my first session also, you start from the beginning. You just open a Word file, read some article, then start writing. Writing is a very good, wonderful exercise, right? So once you write by your own chance, probably you will not a part of plagiarism. Definitely, maybe some 3%, 4% plagiarism comes in your article or coming in your article or shows that, it means that you are under the safe mechanism of the plagiarism, because 5-6% or under the 10% the plagiarism is allowed, because some of the common words are also there, some number, some institution name, all these things come into picture, right? Use quotation marks also, paraphrase and summarize also, provide complete citations is also another dimension to look at and decide. Know when to cite. You should also know while you're practicing. That's why training is important at every instance. That's why these FDPs are important. Training is important to create the awareness among the research scholars or faculties, because sometimes some people are knowingly doing these exercises, these mistakes of plagiarism. Some people are doing intentionally also with this person, because they know what they have to do, but they are just skipping all these things and they are doing the intentional plagiarism. So another point is to avoid the plagiarism is keep tabs on sources. Know the types of plagiarism. That is also important. You should know the different type of plagiarism, right? Awareness has to be there. Use a plagiarism checker, okay? Because if you are using plagiarism checker like Turnitin very wisely, with the help of some expert hands, maybe the expert faculty to whom you can rely, or you are relying, or you can rely on your librarian. Probably these people, they know much more better than you, because it is a machine, it is a software. If software not properly guided, not properly given the instruction by the operator, then it is very difficult and cumbersome situation comes for the particular researcher, and indirectly to these people also, those who are helping. Seek advice from the professors also, as I told you before too, that you can approach your professors, those who are expert, you believe that it is a matter of concern, you can request them, you can write an email to them and ask them and seek some advice that, sir, what to do, I'm just thinking, because, and but do not also check again and again the same file. I have seen many people, I generally laugh because what they do, they have written 1 or 2 pages, then they are again asking, sir, please check the plagiarism. Then again, sir, please check the plagiarism. 2 or 3 people. It is not like that. Don't misuse the software attempts also, because software attempts, if you are uploading the file of 100 pages, it is the same thing, means single attempt is there. But if you are going for 2 pages, 3 pages, 5 pages again and again, it is not give you the correct measure. Rather, it will give you some ambiguity also in terms of number of percentages. And attempts are also, misused. Attempts of uploading the file, checking the plagiarism. So it is not nice. So this is also another habit. If you have the habit, please avoid it. Okay. This is also steps to avoid the plagiarism. Mark your notes. You prepare some notes also. Take notes rather than copying and pasting from sources. Note down everything in Excel. I think Excel is the best source. Save your research material also. Sometimes what happens, you have not saved anything. You are very poor management person, means poor management in making the folders or file. And whenever the things are required, then you are searching here and there. Then you are mugging up. Then you are downloading something. Record your document information immediately. If you are doing something and gone through some paper, put everything immediately so that you may not forget. Proofread your paper, rewrite key ideas, begin paraphrases with a statement like according to something, so that you can remember, okay, according to Bala Subramaniam 2009 paper. So Bala Subramaniam 2009 research paper should be there in your repository, so that anybody and or any point of time it can be accessed. Okay. So these are some of the, very much strategy. Means ultimate idea is that you have to be very much organized if you want to avoid the less risk. If plagiarism is caught by someone, then it will be a bad remark from your side. Means your reputation goes down in your circle. It is very difficult, and you can't get back the reputation once again. People criticize you at back of your presence, right, in your institution, maybe outside the institute. You may be a part of gossips for them. That is also there, because in academics all sorts of people are there. So why to be a part of this plagiarism? So put any unique words or phrases in quotation marks, include in text citation. So whatever, include, please use the text. But write, if you write in your own words, I think that is the best strategy. I am giving in one line. If you're writing from the scratch, as I told you, write from the scratch, the number one point, if you remember, and writing in your terms and giving the citation of those papers from where you have genuinely reviewed and taken, and your idea is same and everything, your language is same. I think that is the best combination. Probably you will get 5-6% less raise, not more than that. That is also there. So we are now at the stage of conclusion. So I think we have discussed a lot about the plagiarism, different uh, nuances, different scenarios I have discussed at different point and elaborated the best way as I can. But if some repetition, please accept my apologies. Right. So conclusion is plagiarism check tools play a crucial role in ensuring originality and maintaining academic integrity, and I have focused these main five plagiarist tools among the other popular tools for the plagiarist like Turnitin, Grammarly, Copyscape, Plagiariscan, and Unicheck. These are the five, you know, softwares which we discussed a lot fairly. But other tools are also of similar content. Only the differentiation comes in terms of their connection of the databases. How much one software is, how much is allowing pages or how many databases or research papers. So it depends upon the different, you know, uh, these products. It depends upon the reach of these products, right? It is important for researchers, student educator, and content creators to utilize these tools wisely. I'm using the word wisely to prevent unintentional plagiarism and uphold ethical standards in them. So, guys, thank you very much once again. For any queries, questions, write a formal email and discuss to me. So, I hope you had a better understanding about this allocated topic to me, tools for plagiarism check. Please feel free to ask any question and share your thoughts on this topic via email ID. My email ID is rudrarameshwar@gmail.com with your full contact details in your email, like your name and institute, because sometimes what happens, people are not giving their identity, so sometimes it will be considered as spam mail. Okay, so in order to ensure that if you write everything, because I use filters also in my email ID, so it definitely reaches to me and I'm happy to answer. So I hope this session was informative and provided valuable insights into the importance of plagiarism check and available tools for maintaining in this academic integrity. So if you have any queries and suggestions, please get back to me. I'm happy to answer. And I wish you a happy, successful learning in this FDP and discuss well and research well. So thank you very much again. And we will meet you at some other forum. Till then, goodbye. Have a great time ahead. Namaskar.